And we're live under the Saturday. Actually, no, it's like a 4:20 special. Now that I look at it, what time does the clock say? It says 4:21. What's my day? Nope, it's 4:20. Get excited. Light one up. For who? For Santa Muerte. What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God, reincarnated. I am the Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to catch my latest live video, anything I post to my community page, and see what's popping in my shorts. What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, we are about to enter into the Holy of Holies. Really? Yeah, bro. So I talked about in my last video what happened last night. What happened last night under the full moon? This dude started talking to me about Santa Muerte, and I was like, who the fuck? I don't know nothing about all that, bro. But then God was like, you need to know. It's a need-to-know basis, and you need to get up, and this is the basis. I was like, cool. So I get out there, and I find out who and what she is, and I'm like, oh my goodness, she is me. Realistically, yeah, and it's so perfect timing. Realistically, yeah, I did not get her little statue, because I got a lot of other shit. Obviously, the little statue is her holding the scales of justice. Seriously? So swear. She's impartial. She stands for equality. And so those that have been casted out by the churches for their lifestyle, and that's what I always said, is like, dude, I roll with killers and drug dealers, motherfucking prostitutes and rapists, fucking the worst of the worst, the grimy, right? It's how I came into this whole play game, this whole play date. And then I find out that they have a freaking saint that they pray to that is basically me. I was all, shut up. So we got into it. I was like, no way, bro. And they're like, yeah, you give her a cigarettes, candles, flowers, weed, and tequila. This has been a long time coming. When I found that out, I was like, dude, I just made a video like 2 weeks ago about how much I love the taste of tequila, but like, it'll kill you. Realistically, yeah. And it's like, so we got to get some of that and go down that road. But before we did that, happy birthday to me. Congratulations. Congratulations. What happened? The same thing that happened when I got into Metatron. I was teaching everyone the darkest levels of fucking mysticism. And then all of a sudden I got thrown into the light. Blinded by the light. But I know I'm like the only person that can describe what the 11th dimension is. It's the place that I call it's the frequency of the kaleidoscope. It's where colors and shapes come together and make form. It's how planets are made and people and everything, how an idea takes shape and form. I've seen it. That's where the beginning of existence is. But wait, we've just gone somewhere further. We jumped into the dark, really, which is in the liminal, in between the dark and the light. We'll go through the liminal, and that's what she is. And then we'll end up in some next level of dark or light. So I went to the store. I got those two big things that I said I was going to do, some information. Oh, where's my jacket? Dude, I got the oil from one place, and I got they made an incense. They had an incense blend at another place. You guys, I've never smelled something so beautiful. It's not that rose water type shit that you get when you're working with, Mother Mary or anything like that. It's the most beautiful smelling flowers, and it's that deep ass, oh my gosh, red. This was the color of my wedding, was this red. Really? Red wine. Yeah, I got that. I got the Yule. I've never had Yule, so I'm going to smell this in front of you for the first time. Let's see. Ooh, what's it smell like? Fruity. For real? Yeah, it smells fruity. Really? Mm-hmm. It smells joyful. Seriously? Yeah, it's very joyful. So I got that one. I got the Santa Muerte, and it smells like this. Very flowery, but not rose. Just beautiful flowers. Like, oh, I'll put that in a bottle. Let me spray myself. And then I made one myself. What did you make? I called it death part. Meaning death till us part. What is it? Half Lucifer, half Lilith. Really? Yeah. Let's smell what this smells like. Oh, shit. What does it smell like? Death. Dead. Deadly. Whoa. Really? Yeah, they had full Lucifer oil. I was like, I'm not running around with your fucking scent on me. You bastard. I'm gonna water that down with myself. We're walking around in the Holy Union. Have I used any? No, not right now. We're not getting all holy with that. We're dealing with Santa Muerte. And then we'll get in our joyful. And I pointed out the duck. So I was like, this is not the first time I've worked with her. Because I remember making an offering of tequila, and then I found the pictures and I posted that. What happened? I was in Arizona. Some guy came up to me in the middle of the day while I'm with my kids. It's like a fucking thirsty Thursday. I'm over there by the river and it's all hot, doing cleanses like I do and burns and shit like that. And this guy comes up and offers me a drink. He says he's going to the liquor store to get him a beer. I was like, yeah, get me a shot of tequila. He's like, you're gonna drink tequila? I was like, no, it's for an offering. And as I came in, I had seen a shrine or an altar to someone that had passed that was right there by the river. So I took a sip of it, poured some of it in the ground, and I left the rest of the open bottle right there next to that person. And then I posted it. All these ducks had come up. Really? There was a bunch of ducks that came up right when I was doing this huge offering. True story. Yeah. So last night I did a big video talking about, it was in the complete different area. We were in the Morgan cards talking about blessings and offerings and how to do an offering, and I went into a whole stage of that. Then I went in later and talked about offerings, and all of hers is, so how it works is, it's not about a moral thing. We come from Egyptians where your heart had to be right, otherwise you would be judged based on your deeds. She was someone that you could come to and pray to despite what your deeds were. As long as your offering was that from a true of heart, then she would grant your request, however it might be. So in essence, this is something quite dark, because people asked her for revenge. They asked her for revenge. Now you think about it, and that's kind of going back to Kali. You know what I mean? And that's it, going back to Lilith, and that's Lucifer. All right, you're here. What are you asking of us? And that's the invocation. Is why do you always ask for the deities? Because you can't go ask God. And that's what it is because your belief system won't allow you to approach God, so you have to come to those of us of the dark to petition us for the things of this world. But please note in all of this that it's only the power given to us and invested to us by God. We don't break God's rules. We can't, otherwise he'd take our powers. Truly. I just want to explain that, why they go to dark deities. Where are you going? Okay, have a good time. That's good for him. It's nice out. It's about to get ugly. I could feel it. I was doing weather magic all day. I was holding it down to the south. The north was still looking good. You guys had a nice sunny day, but you have no idea. South of the corridor, bro, I was holding that shit back. It was cold and windy. It's coming up. Really? Yeah, so anyways, we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to start a brand new teaching on that. But I have just mastered the level of Metatron, which was the 11th dimension. And I present to you the oracles to go with it. Check this out. See, this is where I'm real bad because we don't usually read the intros and we dive all into it. Look at this big-ass book. Jesus Christ almighty. They're very colorful cards, I'll give you that. Oh my goodness, are they? Hey, I want to point something out to you lame-ass, punk-ass, weenie-ass tarot readers. You keep pulling the same cards, you're going to keep getting the same answers. If you haven't noticed, why do I have so many cards? Because my answers come from everywhere. Because we're always repeating time and all different time. I just want to tell you that. Look at these, they feel beautiful. Really? They're very beautiful. That's Metatron in his cube. All full of color, I told you, bro. Damn, they're all beautiful. They're sparkly and they're soft and they're pretty. You like my nails? I got them at Walmart. I used to do shit like that all the time. I was guided to do so. That's what I realized. I was getting all ready. I'm in my freaking traditional, ceremonial red dress and shit. And I'm like, what is going on? Look, the first card starts with yellow. Joy and happiness. Look at these cards. Oh, we know what that is. You should know. Okay, even though they look... See, and some punk-ass tarot reader wouldn't take the time. You seen how thick that book is, bro? Did you see how thick that book was? If you don't take the time to understand this card, you'll never understand this card. What does it say? Orange. Connection and atonement. Attunement. What is that? That's your fucking... That's your solar plexus right there. I mean your sacral. Oh, look at that one. Passion. Oh, that's your fucking sacral for real. And then comes your root. Pink. Self-love. Nurture. Metatron. The rainbow bridge. Yep, the ascension. Untying knots. Aren't they pretty? They don't look like much. And that's what's so funny. Is like, I couldn't replace these with actual, you know what I mean, Da Vinci type pictures, because that's not how I deliver the message. They're so soft, and they feel the feel of them. Really, they have this real nice feel, like almost like golden, like Doreen Virtues cards. Really, yeah, they're gonna be nice. Let's talk about Archangel Metatron. I guess we should. What's the last card? Red, safety, strength, power. I like this one because it's got the Native American. That's what I said, dude. We be powerhousing. This is how I practice as a Native American. We sit here, we burn some shit, we smoke some shit, we talk some shit, we listen to some music, we drink a little bit. That's a backyard boogie, baby. That's devotion to God. Depending on what you're praising. Really? The drum line? Oh, drums. And then you put a little flute on there, you know what I mean? Some noise, some fucking dancing. Dude, it's on. Pass the fucking joint. Pass the cigarette. Super fucking traditional. Anyways, Archangel Metatron, Self-Mastery Oracle. This is really big. Holy shit. A journey into, look, oh, that's exactly how my Dark Goddess book starts. You got to spend a lot of time just with you. And as much as you think you're sitting there all happy-cappy, nah, unless you're taking a fucking Quaalude or fucking, you know, some kind of drugs. No, this is what it looks like. Your head down, just, that's why drug addicts kept coming to me. I was like, why do they keep coming to me asking me for drugs? They're like, girl, it looks like you're on a nod. I didn't think about it. This is what I look like 90% of the time. Why? Because I put my phone down in my lap and I just sit there, and then I lose. Am I staring at the phone? Sometimes I'm actually watching some shit. It's typically music or something. That's what I look like. Using color therapy, sacred geometry, the elements, and angelic wisdom. When I started trying to say that I was working with him, I started, like I do with everything, I go ask people, what do you know about Santa Muerte? It was this cool-ass little old white lady. She's like, I can tell you she's very chatty, and she's big amongst the drug dealers. I was like, that explains it. He was higher than a kite. And it explains it, for sure. It explains it, why they pray to her. And now he's like, I think she's out to get me. Wait a minute. And that's what I told him. I was like, any of the goddesses are out to teach you, not get you. And you prayed for her for what? That's the thing, is now you feel guilty for whatever you asked her for, and she did it for you. You petition, and that's what I was asking these questions on this end. Why are you petitioning the dark? I want revenge. I want love. I want success. This is that one you go to. Who? Metatron? No. Santa Muerte. But then there's a cost to asking for such things. I was like, what am I supposed to ask you for? Revenge for what's happened to me? Your revenge? God, I don't need to ask for it. God serves it up plenty. I don't need it any quicker. I don't need that. Love, I'm not asking. I think it's all tempting. She's there as, you know, tempting to ask her for, you know, and that's what they said, to you petition on your behalf to the gods. She's an in-between. Hecate wasn't that. It's interesting, isn't it? Sorry, I learned a lot. Anyways, moving on. Look at these fucking, they go on forever. Really? Yeah. How many cards are in here? Well, 55 it says. Introduction. Look at this shit, bro. That's how I told you. He, like, put his fingers. How did it all start? I started noticing I was working with him, and then I saw him. I saw his fingers touch my temple. Right here. And I felt all this pain to right here. It actually fucked up my gums and my teeth and my jaw. I had all kinds of pain for like a week from what he had done. I got all these headaches and shit. I couldn't like focus it. It was unreal. I saw this image of him touching my temple. And then it was all this. And I was like, I don't know. All I can see is colors and shapes. I'm not really sure what's... I tell you, it's like the fucking kaleidoscope in there. Welcome to the first ever Oracle deck devoted to the energy of Archangel Metatron. Now imagine, she had to work with him for a long time and put his imagery into paintings and then find people to produce this fucking message he was giving. And that's what I said. I told you, he was the one that drove, all the greatest minds, the inventors. He makes people create. He gives you the vision of creation. So going back to Benjamin Franklin and Albert Einstein, obviously, all of our biggest creators, the idea, the foundations, down to, buildings, to blocks, to fucking chairs, to, all of that. He shows you how to put pieces together. He's the puzzle maker. Really? So creative. Really? It's just, that's the energy, that's the job that God gave him. That's the form of God in that energy. This oracle deck was created over a 2-year process by Amanda Ellis and stands as an important support and inspiration to all those walking the path to higher understanding and spiritual truth. When I started working with him, nobody knew anything about this shit. There was one other chick that said she was getting plagued by him, but I never met the chick. This project was very much labor of love and was generally supported by Amanda's clients, many of whom purchased the beautiful artwork featured on these cards. And that's where it is. That's what the other girl said, Lizzie. Lizzie made the Lumerian cards because she was getting these pictures in her head. And she made them into these big murals, and then she had those murals turned into cards. And then as she looked at the cards, she told the stories of what she was thinking when she created this, what downloads and what was coming to her when this picture evolved on a piece of artwork. The series of paintings by Jane Delford Taylor are now hanging in a private collection in the countries across the world, from US, Canada, and the UK, and many parts of Europe to India and Australia. And that's it. Art. Art inspires. It activates something just like music. You stare at, and God is the best artist. That's where they get their inspiration, by looking at, I'm seeing Bob Ross. Where did he get those ideas, bro? Let's put a little tree here, and let's put a bush, and let's make it a little dirty, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but yet it was always motherfucking perfect. He was getting visions from God, bro. Swear, bro. How could you see that? And that's what I mean, is you can actually project to see these pictures, these visions in time, and create them. I've never done it with my hand, but I see them. I see all the things, that can be brought into from other worlds, other dimensions, other times, and brought into real life, and that's what this is. He is that angel. He is the highest level that brings the spark of, not necessarily, I'm going past him into Neptune, so there's something above him. There's always something. How high can you go? I don't know. There's no such thing as a ceiling. There's no limits, is what I'm realizing. And as soon as you get to the top of the light, you're met at the darkest darks. Now we're down here with drug dealers, cartels, motherfucking murderers, and fucking, I'm right back in Tijuana again, bro, to their darkest goddess. Like, hallelujah. Hey, pass the doche on the left-hand side, bro. Seriously, I knew these people when I was like 15. I grew up around cartels and shit, bro. They prayed to it was a different statue. It was the male statue. She came later. She came from deeper parts, and that's it. Tijuana is Baja California. You know what I mean? But parts of Mexico, I haven't gone into the full parts of Mexico. Furthest that we heard about was Mexicali. But you know what I mean? Mexico City and all of those, like where it really stems from, all the shit. Holy shit. Really? Yeah, lots of ancient shit. Anyways, Archangel Metatron is a powerful ally who watches over the entire angelic realm and serves as a bridge to Earth. Metatron is able to help with the concerns of our everyday lives because he is said to have once walked the Earth in the human incarnation. He was Enoch. Of all the angels, him and Sandalphon was his brother, which was Elijah. All of the angels, and that's who I tell you, why don't you believe? And that's what I was trying to say, is there's us, the Holy Spirits, that walk again. You know what I mean? Jesus walks. For real? Is he in the flesh? No. He's in the hearts of all flesh, where his blood runs through our blood. Really? We were created, you know what I mean, with his covering. That's what all that shit means. It says, whatever. Anyways, all of the archangels, he understands what it is to be human and how difficult it can be at times. His energy is multidimensional and is not attached to any one creed or spiritual philosophy, which makes his guidance relevant and accessible to all who call on him. And that's the same as Santa Muerte. She doesn't discriminate. Anybody that calls upon her, she's there. I'll be there with the love that will shelter you. Okay, thanks for the song and dance. The 55 cards within this deck address the number of situations, challenges, and gifts that arise as we walk through life. Can I get an amen? This is why we get new cards. Because each card deck teaches us how to ascend. I've already gone through this ascension with him in the last 3 months with no real ability to show you a picture and tell you a story other than how it was working in my day-to-day life. Now, here we are at the end of the journey, only to revisit it with the actual somebody that didn't experience it but did in their own life. And I will show you how this energy has already been upon someone's life and how you will one day walk into this place, because it is a true place of consciousness. That's why I have so many cards. As Bobby said, when you put down the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, each one of these decks teaches you a different pathway closer to God. And we have to understand that it's not linear. We might be in the highest level of light right now, but we're also in the darkest level of dark. It's spiral in the sense of you think you're going down, but you're going up. And the second you think you're going up, and that's what I mean. The light meets the dark. You have to be able to balance both and walk between the worlds to get there, because it's a jump from one to the other. Life is not all light, but it's not all darkness either. You can find the light in the darkness to where the dark doesn't even faze you. And you can take your dark humor into the light and show them not to fear the darkness. It's a beautiful thing to be able to walk in two worlds. And I guess in the triad of what it is, as well as here in the third dimension. Getting down to it. Let's see. 55 cards. The issues highlighted within this deck were chosen on a basis of Amarna's experiences with working with clients, since oftentimes similar aspects would arise, and so much of Metatron's teachings lie within this deck channeled messages. The themes for each card were given by Metatron himself and translated by Amanda, and they were the ideas for the images so beautifully executed by a UK artist, Jane Delaford Taylor. Together, Amanda, and that's what you need. It's like, I can tell you what it looks like, but you need to paint it. And that's what it really is. It's like trying to get an image out of my head into yours, onto paper, into real life. I did this with Marshall. Marshall, we have an SOS. This is what God wants you to do at the music industry. This is what he says you can do. It's a piece of technology that he needs you to create. This is what you can do and what it looks like. I just can see the basis. I'm giving this to you. You must create this. He says you're the only one that has the power to channel this. He's not the only thing. Something going back to, I'm seeing Fencer. Fencer's at the Olympics. That's with everybody. He's at the Olympics. And I get this idea. Fencer, you need to go to Nike and tell them that you want to run a line of clothes called D-Fencer, right? And you can use that for all areas of sports, a new sports line. Where'd that come from? God. I can see these things, and I can only give them to someone else. That's the power of the High Priestess, is being able to see the things. Now, it is the job of the Queen of Cups with love to go and deliver this message of abundance to someone and make their life abundant. Make this a reality. If I sit in High Priestess mode, I just sit there all day watching it. If I don't come and give it to you, you'll never know all the great things that I see. And I see them nonstop. It's when I come and deliver the love. You can come and speak, and that's it. You can come to the priests, you can come to the deities, but you need to come to the deities to ask for that. We don't just give it freely, where the Queen of Cups does. I'll give you whatever, because I have plenty to give. I'm full of it. It's given to me freely, so it flows through me freely. Whereas, it's just that I'm receiving it. I'm just receiving non-stop information as the High Priestess. It's only when I decide to share the cup does it become poured out amongst the people. So I used to get angry about some of my visions I would say on the internet, and then you got these stealers, you know, these jackers over here that jack every idea I give and go and put it on, you know, try to make it real and put all claim to it. The reason it fails is because they claim that it was their idea. They don't give glory to God where it really came from, because was it my idea? And that's where I even say to Pac, I was like, that's not me, bro. That was Pac. You know what I mean? All glory to the person, all credit to where credit is due. But that's not what you want. You want all credit for you. I'm just saying. This is important. She had to tell this lady the vision she was seeing. And together, Amanda and Jane have brought a powerful, beautiful, the power and beauty of Archangel Metatron to life. And energy to those to whose time is now, and that will increase in importance as we travel through the years to come. It is our hope that you will be touched by Metatron's presence and feel his power behind you and his love for you as you work with this deck. May you enjoy using it as much as they enjoyed creating it. Alright, about the deck. Jesus Christ almighty. The deck is designed around following areas to help you explore any aspects of life that need attention. Colors, spiritual principles, teachings, the elements, which is fire, earth, water, air, and cosmos, and sacred geometry. Something down here. The cards are also intended to be used for a healing tool, helping you understand the underlying cause of any alignment, whether physical, emotional, or mental. By offering insight from a higher spiritual perspective, a major aspect of Metatron's energy is that he looks at the soul level, or he looks at soul level and higher level at all times, and he will encourage the vantage point in you. Sometimes some of the themes of the cards are intended for this very purpose. For example, encouraging you to release yourself from the conditions of victimhood, drama, poor boundaries, or codependency. This deck is meant to challenge and inspire you to reveal more of who you are, and ultimately to give you back control over your own life. They will help you lead a fuller and richer life, free from worry, doubt, fear, and etc., so you can focus on your strength. Any card you may ask you to consider the past, present, or future, bringing up those energies. They are not designed to be used as fortune-telling aid. Archangel Metatron teaches us that we are all powerful co-creators and master manifestors, able to steer our lives with the way that we want. These are empowerment cards designed to help you step into all that you came here to be. And that's where it is. You cannot use these the way that you think you can, tarot readers. Alright, it goes on and on about how to do a spread. Then there's the Metatron spread. Then there's a 10-card spread. And then there's the first card, which is not this card. What's the first card? Be happy. I guess we should probably turn that other way around. Okay. It goes like this, huh? You read them like this? I read them like that. That's nice. Feeling the magnificence of the yellow healing ray, and that's where he is. He's part of the yellow ray, the cosmic golden ray. Penetrating deep into your cells, lifting them and all parts of you to create joy and happiness, and to see the beauty that is all around you. Imagine your organs and every part of you smiling. How wonderful does that feel? To absorb the gifts and blessings of yellow is to allow the vibration of happiness, joy, laughter, childhood essence, play, and the sun as the life force of our world. We need the sun's warmth to keep us alive and to create growth and vitality. To turn away from the brightest shades of the color spectrum is to turn away and hide from life itself. Instead, look again at how this potent color may help you in your life right now. One of nature's 3 primary colors, yellow, is the building block for so many other tones and shades. This is the sun in its primary source and has so many areas of life. Let it lift your spirit and your mood, reminding you of the perfection of a warm summer's day. Imagine the scent of flowers in a garden, the heighten of sunflowers, and the blossoming of nature's beauty, all made radiant by the sun. Know too that this image of the sun works directly in your solar plexus chakra so that to put you back into your power and centered place. Take a moment to think about your core strength. Does it feel supported and strong, or weak and vulnerable? If it needs a boost, visualize yellow rays lifting any heaviness or fear and bringing in pure source energy from the sun itself into the center of you. Turn into it as well and see if it's happy with what it's being fed, both in terms of food and thoughts, all of which have to be digested here. Maybe there is a need for lighter, fresher food or bright, positive affirmations. The yellow ray creates a path back to positivity and well-being that is always available to you. Breathe in its beauty and its light and let it bring you relief from all that is destructive and troublesome. The bee is at the center of the card, symbolizes a need to research or to search out to others and be sociable and appreciate what others can bring to our lives. Bees are creatures that swarm together and work together for a common good. So this is heightened. I'm getting just all kinds of downloads. So this is highlighted to you now as well. The sweet honey, and we talked about honey last night as an offering, nectar they produce by pulling together represents the reward for effort. Yellow also reminds us not to be so serious all the time, but to have a childlike curiosity for life's riches and not to fear life, but to find a place for doing what we love and being with those who make us content. The yellow ray is a reminder to, page 19, after any storm we pass through in life that knocks us down and saddens us, the sun energy can restore us back to our prolific, best, happy in who we are and what we do. That's a heavy-duty card. It's talking about the color yellow, and that's it. It's mellow yellow. I don't want to talk. I'm feeling my whole different chakras go off right now. What are you hearing? Feeling my heart chakra? Really? But it also goes back to this beginning picture. The sun will come out tomorrow. It's not a bad life, it's just a bad situation. And it's making you feel bad. But if you can change how you think about it, you can change how it's how it's affecting you. Because realistically, what it is probably is already done. That's that Three of Swords people are picking up. We went through something. We all went through something that really fucked us up. And you gotta... I'm getting ready to start singing and shit. You have to learn to accept it. Acceptance comes in time. It takes time. Why does it take time? It takes you time to face it. And the more times that you go and face it, the more you see it differently. But until you can see it differently, you can't accept what has been done. And that's what's holding you back, is the inability to accept. Acceptance comes with understanding. Until you can sit there and keep looking at it, right now you just don't have any understanding. How could this happen? Why did this happen? How could they do this to me? Why is this happening to me? You're looking for understanding without looking at what happened. You're just holding on to the feelings of what happened instead of facing it again. What does that mean? Taking the time to heal, which is meditating and taking yourself back to that moment as many times as it takes for you to find the understanding that's keeping you asking the questions. How did this go wrong? Keep going back there. Keep reassessing what happened. Not how you feel about it, but start putting yourself in their place. Why did they say that? What did you say that made them say that? Take some accountability. And that's that victimhood. Yeah? So, the sun card is about truth, and that it shines light on some of the hardest things. It's like we don't want to look at this, but the more you look at it, the more you can lay it to rest. But the longer you run from it, it's right there looking at you. You're just not looking at it, and you can feel it. That's what I told this dude. He had a heavy heart. He had a heavy spirit upon him, which he believed. There's 2 cards in this? There is. I almost messed up the second card. Let's put the second card back. Ooh, the second one. What's that? The next part. Review and reflect. That's the most important part of what we do. And that's what I'm trying to do, is like look back, because we're too busy going forward. Last week is almost gone. I'm starting a brand new week. Really? Yep, we'll forget about last week. And then we'll have to reflect on it later. Oh, remember that, and then remember, and that's what happened just now. We have to go back to these moments to catch the wisdom. We didn't catch it when we were doing it. All we caught was the experience. The wisdom comes later in the reviewing and reflecting of it. I'm not going to read another one. We'll read that tomorrow. Or whenever we read this. These are pretty gnarly, huh? Yeah. They were expensive, too. How much? 30-something bucks? It's not cheap to do what I do. And then we got this book. Are we going to go into this fully? Not fully. Let me just get it started. Hey, what is it?
He's wearing my shoes.
No, he wasn't. Where, what shoes?
My shoes.
Which ones? You sure weren't, were you? Don't do that again. Apologize. I apologize.
Your son sucks.
Thanks.
I'll be done.
It's very hateful right now. Alright, anyways, drawing on her many years of work with Santa Muerte, Crusaders, or what is this? Curandos, I don't know, and her study of authentic Mexican source and tradition, the author, Crescinda Stone, has created a practical, in-depth handbook on the mysteries of Mexican folk saint, suitable for novice who wish to begin working with Santa Muerte, as well as for those more advanced practitioners who want to fine-tune their practice. Secrets of Santa Muerte features prayers, spells, rituals for a wide range of needs, including love, sex, money, good health, aid, and legal matters, and protection and hexes. The book covers the fascinating story of this powerful folk saint, as well as the practical tips on the following techniques: creating an altar for Santa Muerte and keeping it cleansed of negative energies and free of demons; interpreting signs from Santa Muerte, including whether she has accepted offerings. And that's what we're going to do, is go leave a big-ass offering. She's not going to deny my offerings. First off, it's God that told me to bring you, and he told me what to give you because he gave me the shit. Don't act funny. Using the moon's power to heighten your work with her, and that's it, knowing the moon cycles. Working with her through candles and statues, using color combination in your spell work to achieve your desires. Crescinda Stone is a doctor of religious studies whose life mission has been to learn and record spiritual traditions from across the world. For over 25 years, she has traveled extensively from Africa, Asia, Europe, and Latin America, working closely with religious practitioners to find new ways of empowering herself and others through the medium of spirit. She has spent the last 6 years studying with Santa Muerte curanderos in Mexico. Find her at The Secrets of Santa Muerte. Alright, as soon as I was reading all this sounds like something Wolfman would do. He's trying to get together a bunch of practitioners and see how they work and learn all of these ancient shit. Okay, you're not nearly qualified. This is barely your first year and you're still riding your bike with little girls. We give our lives to this. You're never going to have a claim, a place of acclaim, or, write books or have books written about you for the way that you live and do this shit. You just toy in the bullshit. You're a boy toy in the bullshit. Doing what? Sex magic and shit? For what? Fake ass health? I don't know what kind of legal matters, but you're just doing it for, praying to the devil is what you're doing. Anyways, what does it say? Ritual cleansing for your altar. Teaches you how to do that. What else we got here? Getting an altar ready. I told you, this is all big shit. Herbs to burn. This is what I needed to, dude. What do we got? Herbs to burn as incense for specific purposes or to use as herbal water or herbal baths. Cedar, copal, garlic peel, juniper, laurel, mint, mugwort, rose petals, rosemary and lavender, root, sage, and sweet palm. Do I use all of that? Fucking yay. You want me to pull out my closet of bullshit? Prior to conducting any important ritual, you must cleanse yourself and your altar with incense by wafting, whatever, it all over yourself from the top to toe. I told you that. I did all this enormous anointing on my body and of my, my spirit and of everything. And I'm carrying it with me. I'm going to use as the offering. I told you this would happen for Yule. I'd take all of these flowers that were here and I would leave them as an offering. I thought I would burn them, but I'm going to make an offering to Santa Muerte. The only thing I don't have is the tequila, which is right up at the liquor store that I need to go get my lotto ticket. Am I asking her to win the lotto? I mean, why not? I mean, am I going to ask her for anything that the gods haven't already promised me? That's the scary part. Do I want what they already promised me? What am I asking for? Nothing, really. I'm just doing my offerings. I'm showing you the method. And then that it works. So I guess, maybe. Whatever. Please note that these herbs are often used in cleansing baths by devotees I met in Mexico. I will elaborate more on the detail of cleansing rituals on page 41. This is page 31. Some devotees, as mentioned, share their food with Santa Muerte. Damn, I threw them away. No, I didn't. They're at the top of the trash. I mean, kind of. I put them by the trash. What? I had fucking... yeah, I better not. The kids put some trash in there. What was it? I had, I'm already offering her food, but I'm doing a different type of offering. I had chicken enchiladas. I should have gave her some. Anyways, sorry. Leave plates of food, cups of coffee for Santa Muerte, sharing their breakfast, lunch, and dinners. These dishes they leave have typical Mexican ones, often accompanied by rice and tortillas, depending on the dish. Foods include tamales, made and dressed. I can go right across the street and get a tamale. Meats contained cornmeal dough, pockets steamed. I mean, seriously, quesadillas. I can make her a quesadilla. That's what my son's been eating all day. People leave regional specialties from Sonora to Sinaloa. May leave, what is this? Cachumata, a steak stew. Ooh, that sounds good. Like people from Veracruz leave chipotle, a thick seafood soup. That sounds good too. People from Oaxaca leave mole. Dude, mole is crazy. If they don't make it right, it's either too spicy or too sweet. That's a hit or miss. Looks like diarrhea on a plate. Really? A sort of saucy stew concocted with many spices and herbs. Some devotees outside of Mexico buy and attempt to make Mexican delicacies in order to honor Santa Muerte's heritage. Whether you choose to do so or leave another dish, it's up to you. Either way, you should assess if they are all well received. If bad events happen soon after gifting a dish, you will know it was not liked. Conversely, if luck appears to favor you thereafter, this is a sign of approval. I told you this. This was God's way. This was original fucking teachings. Jesus was the ultimate offering to seal the deal. But people that made offerings and knew that it worked before and this was the way, they weren't going to take a risk on your God when we knew what to do to honor our God. And that's what still stands in the churches today. We honor God our way, and if you don't do it our way, then our God will not honor you. And that's what they're saying about this. It's like, this is how you honor her, and if you don't honor her right, she's going to fuck up your life. That's what people say about Jesus, too. If you don't pray to God, if you don't pray to Jesus the way the Bible says, then you're condemned to hell. Where? In the afterlife. We say it happens in the real life. Where's hell on earth? They don't want to tell you that. Okay? Okay. If you are a smoker, you should not smoke alone at home. You must always consider sharing a cigarette or a cigar or a joint with her. Dude, I told you, she's a patron. She's me. That's all we do around here. That's all we do around here, bro. Do you ever get high? No. Well, actually, yesterday I felt like I was pretty high. And that's what we said. I had one little snug of bud. She's like, what kind of weed was that? I was like, dude, it was just a gram I bought because I didn't have no weed. She's like, serious? That shit tasted so good. I don't know. Somebody blessed it. That's what I said. And that was it. We had one little, it was a long story. You may also leave marijuana buds at the altar. I'm going to leave her some because I told you somebody was generous with me. Whether it be by her side or by her statue, she will appreciate it. Do not leave any overly sour items at the altar, such as lemon, unless required for a spell. That's interesting. I was going to leave her some lemon pasta. That's what I'm guided to do. I'm doing what I'm guided to do. I don't know what she's going to do. She better take it up with God. He sent me. Remember that, and you notice how I'm saying that there's a lot of light qualities, but this is not me. I really don't know what this entity is. I'm just honoring their tradition. Remember that the altar is a living space representing your relationship with the world in Santa Muerte. If you leave sour items on it, then things sour will come to you. If you leave salt, your life will become salted. The only time salt is accepted is with a shot glass of tequila accompanied by a lime and during a Day of the Dead. If you let things rot at your shrine, things and your life will putrefy. I told you last night I had to get rid of the fucking apples. I said they were rotting and they were bringing fucking fruit flies and I had to get rid of them. So I replaced them with walnuts. I said this last night. But it's funny because the other goddesses like myself or hell, the other goddesses of hell, we incorporate rotting food. But not this one. Don't just, you know what I mean? And that's why it's like, you better be careful with your altar, with your offerings. Am I going to give her that pasta? I don't know. I can smell that shit. It smells so good. It is so good. Really? Yeah. Getting your altar ready. What am I doing? I have an altar not to her. I'm going to go do an offering out in Mother Earth for her in the outside and call her outside where it's safe. I'm not calling her into this building because all these people, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He was already afraid of what she was doing in his life. I guess I'm already opening. If I'm opening the gate to her, I'm opening the gate to her. That's what it is. That's all I do as a gatekeeper, is I just open the energy. I'm doing the same thing. And when I started to realize this, I'm like, why am I doing all this? What's the big deal? And they're like, it's the 12-12 portal. And the 10-day energy rolls over on that day too. Remember, we pulled in on the 1st. So 10 days from the 1st is the 11th. And then the 12th is another day. Which is what? All this that's happening. So we're just making the proper offerings to the energies that are already upon us. Really? Yeah? And why do we do that? So we don't offend them. So they don't fuck with us. Same thing with Jesus. When they told them, said, cover your door with the fucking blood of the Lamb so that the Holy Spirit would go past you. That's what we do. She's coming, or is already upon us. And he felt her, and he made me aware of it, so now all I can do is make the offerings and do the prayers and incantations of protection. That's what I'm like, okay. When getting your altar ready, make sure it's quiet time. Some devotees recommend early Tuesday morning. Others prefer the night, particularly the first day of the new moon. Told you shit. To ensure positive energy is suffused into the altar. But all of the above, this must be a tranquil moment when no one will disturb you. Turn off your phone, turn off your TV, switch off your computer. If you live with others, advise them not to disturb you. You may wish to put on music. You might find songs dedicated to Santa Muerte online. There are many, that honor her. You might find rap songs honoring her, such as by artists like Nano. And that's it. I've always listened to rap music. That's how I get all spiritually connected. There's also Thug Life, bitch. There are also pre-Hispanic. Sorry, that came out real harsh. Huh. At least I didn't bark at you. There are also pre-Hispanic music and other erotic music. And that's it too. I have such a strong Hispanic, line to that. From living in Mexico, I listen to straight ranchero, just straight ass Mexican ass music. Los Tucanes de Tijuana, all of them, bro. I learned to listen to them at a young age. Yes, viva la Mexico, bro. I recommend only such spiritual music and advise against music that does not match her energy, like Irish jigs. Well, we're talking about Morgan, so don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. I carry both within me. Really? I'm trying to show you can be multicultural. Well, not you, maybe. Over time, you will learn that what music Santa Muerte responds to. Let me share some anecdotes to illustrate. One day while cleaning my home, I decided to put on some African Sudokus music. When I began tidying my room with her altar, I moved the portable speaker to a higher shelf just opposite of Santa Muerte's space. Suddenly the speaker started crackling, and the music kept cutting out. It sounded horrendous. As soon as I changed the music to some George Ray's rituals pre-Hispanicos, all the ruckus stopped, and the melodies filled the air. Santa Muerte made herself clear. She wanted sacred music of Mexican origin in her space. Feliz Navidad! Feliz Navidad! That's what I heard. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. You need a tamale in your life, bro. Gosh damn it. For real? Viva la Mexico, bro. You guys don't even know. And that's it. What was the freaking... And that's what I was eating. Green chili. That's New Mexico, bro. New Mexico. New York City. To ready your room for Santa Muerte, first make sure your area is cleansed physically. Dust the room, clean and mop the floor. Do not want to invite great power of death into your dirty space. Yeah, dude. For real. And what are we doing? Not today. That's why I'm doing it outside. You would not welcome a new house guest into a place of squalor, so make sure everything is clean, including the table or shelf where you will set up an altar. Secondly, cleanse the space spiritually and purify with incense, especially copal or other such incense. What did I get? They gave me a whole bunch of them. They're sitting right here. Everything you could possibly use to fucking flint. Really? Yeah. So you got white sage, you got bana, adu, or whatever. What is that? Sandalwood. There's jasmine. There's also dragon's blood. And I think something else. I don't know. All of them. Those are all used for cleansings. They're all here. Do I have to light them? No. That becomes far more powerful. They're just here. You don't understand. If I have to light this bitch, we're in trouble. As far as me keeping all that here, I always have cigarettes. They sit at the damn altar. The only thing that's not here is I don't bring my weed in the house. Why? Because you're not supposed to. So I don't do that, and we're not going to do that. I'm not breaking the rules and getting myself kicked, stupid shit like that, and that's why we'll leave some outside for her or whoever wants them. It happened the other day. I swear to God, I turned to that guy. What happened? Me and B were walking, and somebody left a bag of weed on the ground. And I picked it up, and I was like, and we put it right there on the fucking edge of the walkway so that whoever may have dropped it will see it. And I turned to the guy, I was like, is that your weed? He's like, no, I don't buy weed like that, because it was in a baggie. I was like, well, it's somebody's. They'll find it. So it was kind of like I left a weed offering because I found one. Seriously, yesterday, yeah. It was a bag of weed, and we just left it on the corner because it wasn't ours. We had our own. So in essence, we already left her weed. And then today, I was guided to drop my roach into the fucking burning because I knew she liked weed. So I dropped my whole roach in there and let it burn up. Really? And I usually drop my cigarettes in there too. Like I put my cigarettes out, like when they're burning, I'll put them out and then put the cigarette butt somewhere else. Instead of doing all that somewhere else, I do it into my little burns. So I'm always making tobacco offerings. Really? Swear to you. And I've had cigarettes at the altar before. I know I have. They stay in some of my things. I can see them. I've had old cigarettes in there. Cleanse your altar with ammonia, cologne such as whatever, Florida water. I don't like that. They had one I saw today. They have a Palo Santo water. I never saw it. They wouldn't let me open it or anything. The later are considered not just cleansers, but perfumes also capable of ridding negative energy. So they should be... I don't have to do any of this. She's being welcomed into the family, bro. I keep this clean and organized for them. She's being walked into the heavens, and all of her following that choose to follow this way. I'm not opening a gate to her. I'm opening the gates of heaven to her. If I'm to add her picture and bring her to to the one religion, that's what that means. We're not creating a separate altar to her. She's being honored with all gods at this moment. She's being initiated as the gatekeeper into, and those of her following, into the light. That's all this means. I want you to be aware of this. For those of you, you're offering her an altar to your house. You're letting her in. But have you let Jesus in first? You might want to let him in first before you let any of these others in. When it comes to praying to God, and that's why I was like, this is a fun one to pray to. It's like God came in so many different godly forms for everybody so that everybody had a connection with God. But the real best connection is that one right there, that one with Christ. It's all loving, bro. It bring you to tears. Shows you how to love. Just sits there as like this. It's not a father, but it is. He's more like a brother that sits with you, and like a big brother that teaches you to be kind. I get where you're coming from, but you don't have to be mean to them. I know they were mean to you. He's the kindest version of God that ever existed. My God wasn't that God. I never saw God in that form until this life. He didn't reflect in our lives like that. Jesus wasn't God in the times of my rulings. And how beautiful was Jesus that, God created Jesus out of himself. And he's a really great, you know what I mean? It's like, these are great deities. All of them are really great. Buddha is one of my absolute favorite. He's just joyful and fun. Just joyful. It's a great vibe. But Jesus, dude, just be there and have that spirit of love. Buddha is that, but Buddha is more of, that fatherly figure. Always is. I guess a big brother, and that's what it is, the brotherhood of the seven rays of light. They are brothers. But it's the approach. It's not like, Metatron, he's like grandfathers. These are like elders, like respect your elders, like, the white faces, the white hairs have come in. The angels, the ambassadors, the founding fathers. And then there's Jesus, who's the young and this, senseless. Realistically, start with, and even that, who was the first at my altar? Myself. Morgan. I had Morgan and Pac to start with, which was myself and Pac. And little by little, Jesus came later. But Jesus was always in my heart. I just didn't have his picture up there, and that's because he wasn't the primary teaching at that time. I was teaching you everything of the dark, only to get you to Christ. And then it was all about Christ. I didn't start this with Christianity. I was a Christian when I started, but that's not what I was learning. I had already learned Christianity. I had to learn everything else to bring you back to Christianity's teachings, because through there is how you found Christ, which is the Bible, bro. His stories are in that Bible, but not all of them. They left out his wife, they left out his child, they left out a lot of stories. They left me out. They left a lot. A lot of God's works are in there, but not of all God's works, and that's where you got to get a little bit more. You're going to have to invest in a couple more books. Speaking of which, no, I didn't buy the Torah or the Zohar. Why? Because we have so much going on. I'd be thinking about it, and then before I don't have time to think, and we're in another realm of mysticism and teachings. We're always learning about different parts of God. This is their God. Because Christianity or Catholicism won't let them be without her. So they need her. Yeah? Yeah. So where was this? Also imagine her along... Okay, hold on. You may add smoke... Okay, wait, what? You wouldn't welcome... Second, cleanse your space spiritually, purifying with incense, copal. You may also add smoke of a cigar. Imagine as you sweep incense over the space and being purified with a synth and all negative energies being cut away. Also imagine her along her cloak, protecting you with the space, rendering it sacred. You should also begin to address Santa Muerte at this time through her statue, image, or in general. Though you are telling her you are preparing this space for her and informing her that you are dedicating yourself to her and asking for her permission to do so. Pay attention to any noises, things falling, or other signs from her. That's great. She makes herself known in the physical. Are you ready for ghostly movement? And that's what he said. He said that to me last night. He said, I want confirmation. I want her to show herself. It's like you're asking for a lot. You're asking for that's what I said Jason Miller does. He brings these spirits to life. He makes them show themselves. I'm like, but why? I guess if you want them to do the work for you. I'll understand it more when I start working with her and she starts telling me her secrets. Tell me what they do with you. Tell me what you offer. Tell me why. Tell me. And that's what it is. That's what I learned from all of these ancients. Tell me. Show me the unseen. Show me. And that was going back to Aleister Crowley. That goes back to all of them. They show me what their life meant and what people are missing about this. So she would tell me why they pray to her and what they ask of her. Ammonia. In Mexico, yeah, we talked about this. Let's see. After this, use a tablecloth covering the cloth. Run the incense through and around the cloth before placing it on the table and getting ash on it or burning it. If you wish to use a box, then place it in the middle of the table, and you can choose to cover it with a more colored cloth and this is just teaching you guys how to make an altar. On the top of the box, place your statue of Santa Muerte. Did I get one? No, I told you, I got books. They were little cute ones, and they were like $20-something, and she had the scales of justice. I was like, oh, Lord. So are we going to get one? I mean, eventually. She'll come to us in a t-shirt or something. I just wasn't guided to. I held it in my hand, and my spirit said, put it down. There was another very intense book that I was guided to that's made by a man. He's a Native American that practices not just that, but European magic. I'm going to get it. It's called the Native American Mexican Magic. It was a really cool book. I was like, wow, this looks really cool. Keeping an eye on offerings daily. If her statue moves, she is giving you a sign that she is present. See what I mean? Oh, fuck off. Flowers that immediately wither are a sign that she does not like them. On the other hand, flowers that stay fresh for an unusual amount of time are blooms she likes. We talked about flowers last night and how to keep them alive. Items that fall off the table or posters affixed to the wall nearby that drop down are also unwanted and herald as warnings. This is a place of communication between you and La Santa. You must give her and honor her with a space. I want to stop right here. Signs of La Nina, animal omens. This is no joke. Herbal items. Glasses of olive oil, garlic bulbs, open pots or vial containers of honey, fresh basil leaves, sticks of cinnamon, aloe vera leaves. Jesus. What is it? Optional. An owl placed at La Santa's feet, shells, stones, gems, crystals, and other natural decorative items linked between earth and sea. A photo of yourself or whom others you're working with Santa Muerte. A photo or items belonging to the deceased loved one whom you are ready to remain deeply connected to. A box, wooden, metal, or others, although not devotees, whatever. I don't know about this box. Skull icons. I'm wearing my Kali necklace right now. These should be made of natural materials, for example, ceramic clay, barro negro, black clay, or wood. A cross. What is this? Meat? Oh. Santa Muerte rosemary. A horseshoe. I have them on here. Oh, my horseshoe fell off. That sucks. Have usually been seen as devotees. A mirror. It may be used to see more clearly and deflect evil. This is working with a serious deity, and if you open this, that's what I'm saying, if you put all this, and that's what a magician does, is we create the gateway for them, and we work with them. And that's why I'm like, I'm going to stop right here. Why? Around Santa Muerte, place items recommended. Use candles and flowers according to the color schemes required on the Chapter 5. Choosing these items, while white candles are highly recommended. I told you, that candle inside of there is an original Santa Maria candle that's made for the Catholics. In this. It was a big-ass one. I've been burning since, I don't know, almost 2 years. It was a big-ass one. And then when this all happened, I was burning this one, which is my white wedding candle. Really? White is for purification. So that's what we're supposed to do. I'm going to burn up all of these old flowers. Obviously, God will provide us with new ones, because He always does some shit like that. Like what? Give you flowers, or I'll have to buy some. They sell them everywhere. Don't act stupid. And that's where I said, dude, some of my flowers, you saw them last time, I put some flowers over here, was those ones, and they bloomed like crazy. It was the yellow ones. They bloomed forever. Me and Morgan got them, and they just bloomed. They were like for weeks. Let's see. What else was it? Where was I reading? You should also give her a glass or vase of fresh water, as Santa Muerte is a skeleton. She is perpetually thirsty, and the water must be kept clean. Dirty water is a sign of negative energy and must be discarded. Water that turns a nasty color warns of danger. Water with air bubbles signifies she is pleased, and that content spirits are present. Water should always be plentiful and absorbs energy and allows... See, it's working with all the elements. They teach you right away how to get into some serious hoodoo. Owls... She knew as Santa was a warning to keep her eyes peeled for any negative situations around her. She rewarded someone who tried to steal from her, and she caught them by keeping a close eye out. Another devotee detailed how particular kinds of roses lasted very long at the altar. This explained why because Santa Muerta loved them most of all. Dreams of the powerful lady, directed after ritual of Santa Muerte, are her means of sending you all messages and content with, and that's with even the Palladians. They use healing with roses. You should also pay attention to the smoke of tobacco and the incense, because her face or other symbols may appear in the fumes. And that's it. I watch smoke signals. Animal omens may also be a sign of La Nina, in particular owls, which may be hooting or flying by your window. These are signs in which watching over you. You must discover and be open to the ways she will reach out to you. If you find insects in the water or libation, please consult an insect or animal omen section, beginning on page 93. That's why I said the fruit flies were coming in, as these are omens. For example, once I was at a shrine, and an offering of beer I gifted to La Santa was found inundt with the ants the next day. The owner of the shrine told me that it signified envy, which made a sense because someone was spreading malicious gossip about me at that time. I was advised to cleanse myself with the cleansing bath and the rue infusion and the incense of copal. I wish I would have read this. I could have bought some copal. I don't have copal. I know what it is. I don't have it. As well as light candles and recite prayers to combat envy. This antidote illustrates the importance of taking note of signs and acting on them to ensure any bad energy is deraded and dealt with. It was interesting because I asked him that. He just said he sensed a dark spirit upon him. And I asked him if anything bad was happening, and he didn't say nothing. He just looked into the sky. Also place a glass of alcohol, such as tequila or mezcal, or beer on the altar. In Mexico, I also seen bourbon, rum, and sugar cane-derived drinks, such as, Hateca on altars. Other hard liquors, such as whiskey, are also acceptable as beer. Corona is one brand I have often seen in shrines. This libation must be refreshed regularly. It should be offered to things when she comes through for you. And that's where it is you're making a connection with a deity, a regular connection, by keeping your altar fed. There's lots of stories about, they invoked a deity, but they didn't pay the price or something like that. Watch as they disappear, signifying she is inviting them. If the glass or bottles mysteriously fall over, if the libation was never evaporated, these are signs she did not like the brand, and what you should offer is a different one. You should have a drink, whether it is a beer or hard liquor. Always consider sharing with Santa Muerte. And that's it. It's going to give to her, but I have to drink a bit of it too. Although she is dead, Santa Muerte wants you to enjoy life. And that's what I told him that day with the tequila. I did this whole ceremony. It's in those videos. I showed you the date on it. It was like October 1st. I'm out there, and this man, he feels the guilt and the condemnation of being a drunk. And I was like, no, but you don't understand. There's ancients that use this. Jesus turned water into wine. It was like the same thing that you were persecuted for was used as a liberation, is what I told him that day. Because he felt like a drunk sitting out there and which was his total deal. He'd go hide by the river and drink all day. And he told me all his life's problems, and he felt bad about being a drunk. And I told him, no, but that's not how it is. As I told you earlier, it's like, the same thing that were given to us, and that's Queen Maeve, which is a whole nother book, and her view on drinking. She was all about have a drink, have another, have a couple. Let's get drunk. Let's get fucked up. Realistically, because it was all fun and games. And that's what it was supposed to be, drinking games and stuff like that. It was supposed to be fun. Until it becomes no fun anymore, and you're just poisoning yourself, and you're trying to poison your thoughts and your feelings. It's supposed to be a celebratory drink at a bar mitzvah, or, you know what I mean, at your wedding, or at your 21st birthday, or, you know what I mean, anything. It was supposed to be acceptable. Now it became condemned. Especially tequila. People always say it brings out the worst. I was like, do you know that great feeling of tequila going down? Holy moly. And the lime, whoosh, whoo, turn up the fucking and some fucking tacos, bro. This is the reason for living. This is a reason for living. Tequila and tacos on the beach and loud music under the full moon. It sounds like a Miami Night Vice. What the fuck is wrong with you? Vice versa. When you have a drink, whether it's hard liquor, always consider, although she is dead, blah, 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 she is non-judgmental. And if you are partying and having a wild Saturday night, she wants to be part of the party. I have work tomorrow, party girl. And what about my laundry? She's a party girl. So I'll just get you some underwear. You'll be good to go. I mean, realistically, I only have to worry about tomorrow. I get off early enough. I can do laundry on a Sunday. Not on a fucking Saturday night. We're going out. That sounds like every one of my spirit guides and Mac. He says it every weekend. Every weekend they be trying to get me out there doing some shit. I don't have a double D. I mean, I do, but nobody's driving me. Driving Miss Daisy. My Holy Spirits are hilarious. I don't need nobody but them. Drink with her, smoke with her, and dance at her side. And that's what I was doing. How could he just enter my space? I wasn't drinking, but I was all smoking under the candlelight, jamming. He's like, hey, you want to talk about Santa Muerte? Who the hell is that? It looks like what you're doing over there. I'm not doing that, but what is that? I don't know. I'm glad you told me all about this. She will not chastise you for it. Instead, you may notice an extra twinkle in her hollow eye or cheek grin. Place some food at your altar. Apples, sweet fruit, corn, buns, honey, candy, and chocolates are welcome. Do not let these items perish, and do not place already rotten fruit at your altar. Old food will not be tolerated. Likewise, wilting flowers must be discarded. When you remove old offerings such as chocolates and other foods, I'm not putting all that shit at my altar for her. She's being extra. We do that shit outside, bro. We don't do that inside. We have pest problems in here. Yep, don't do it. If possible, donate to the needy or give them to food banks. See? I have had children ask me for them too. With Santa Muerte's express approval, this is allowed. No longer wanted dishes of food can also be fed to stray cats and dogs. Food should not be grabbed off the altar to eat unless in a pinch. Yeah, don't be eating this shit up. Somebody walks by and eats her chocolate. They all got diarrhea for a week. You shouldn't have ate that. That was the gods. That was for the gods, not for you. What was it? I guess it became a laxative the second you touched it. What was it? Some $15 Dubai chocolate? What'd you do? And now you gotta go bye-bye and go do diarrheas? Sorry. A devotee once told me they gifted a bottle of water to Santa Muerte, and her water was cut off, and that's all they had left to drink, and la madrina let her drink it. Offerings must be changed at least once a month. Occasionally I have heard devotees in Mexico have left a special rose at the altar that was gifted by them by a loved one, and let it dry out and remain at the altar. That's what those are. Where did most of them come from? God. And then Morgan gave me some flowers. That's why I keep them. I've never thrown away flowers. I use them later for magic and shit. Never? Especially if they sit here at the altar, they're being charged by every word that's being said here. Really? Oh yeah. But the whiskey for the Nephrodite is an ill-advised, and to do so unless you have established a deep relationship with her. I keep dried roses a loved one offered me at my shrine a long time ago, and they remind me of that bond. Much adored, blah, 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 that day, the path, blah, 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 blah. Blood pact ritual. That's where we stop. She has her own candles, too. The final stage of establishing a shrine is to say a prayer to the skeleton saint and to light a candle. The white candle is the most recommended, but a sente potent, whatever, the 7-colored Santa Muerte candle. What does it look like? It looks like one of those Jesus candles that you buy at Walmart. It has 7 colors on it. I can tell you, you don't want to buy the one at the spiritual store. They're like $20 plus. But it really is. It's just one of those in a glass, and it has all of the colors, and it has a picture, a printed picture of the image of her. It's probably going to be the best way we go. Really? Yeah. I just didn't get one. I saw them. They came in different colors and shit. But the printing looked like just... It looked terrible. Anyways... it's also an excellent choice. A general prayer of choice is to perform the novena, a 9-day prayer, which is recited every day for 9 days. You're going to fuck up my Hanukkah. Just kidding. I have no idea what to do without that. To win her good graces immediately. Either way, you must first establish this altar, and it is recommended, as in Mexico, you visit every day and honor Santa Muerte for at least 9 consecutive days. This you must do before starting any spell work with her. I didn't plan on doing spell work with you, lady. Well, now we know what they got themselves into. What did he do? He opened up to her and then stopped feeding her. That's what I heard. Okay. Are you ready to do this? Probably not, huh? These are going to be one of those ones. Well, I'll just sit and watch this time. I agree. Stand back and let's see how this goes. Let me figure this out. I'm all protected and anointed. We're messing with... I'm fine. It'll be okay. But in the essence of all that movement and shit, I don't like when they move in the 3D. I don't mind. I don't like that. Quit messing with my cards. Like right now, my cards won't stand up. Why? I don't know. My Ascending Masters kept falling over. I had to fix the candles and make them stand up. I don't like weird shit like that. Are we sure we want to do this? We don't have a choice. God said to do it. What are we doing? We're bringing in the Latinos. The dark ones, obviously, that pray and do witchcraft to her. Really? Yeah, I'm not asking her for shit. We're going to find out what's going on. I always say I don't invocate spirits. I don't do this shit. Apparently we are. There's a time and place for everything. Well, get excited. When are you going to do that? Pretty soon. I don't want to wait till it gets too dark. It's already dark. It's always dark at like 5 o'clock. I don't know. I had planned to go to Cherry Creek, which is only, not too far, because I've done so many offerings there. And it's already a gateway to where I do the offerings. But now I'm thinking I've also done them all around my neighborhood. And if it has to be one that we keep on track, then I need to keep it closer, because I'm not going to fucking 9 days of fucking Cherry Creek. Realistically, nah. So I guess I'm going to do the altar offering over there by the creek, closest to my house, between here and my job. There's a little creek right there, where I've done them many times. And we'll do it right there, and that way I can just come back and... I don't know. I don't expect it to be there. They're never there for more than a day or two. The animals know to come. It's pretty close to the home, too. That's what you're going to do? I mean, that's what we're about to do. I was looking at something as we were about to leave. Do you see this candle? Can you see how it's lit up of all the different colors? Like Christ. Do you see the aura around Christ, the 7 rays? Candle magic. We're getting into some stuff, huh? It's alright, we're all protected. Are you ready? Okay, well then go out and get your shit ready for your altar and make an offering and make sure that you make it good, because she doesn't like... She seems like she has a thing for the finer things, and you might be disrespecting her with other shit. Really? Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm gonna sit here, I'm like, damn. They be serious, dude. I've had to offer all kinds of shit. Most of them want specialized cheese, they want crackers, they want all this crazy shit. So it's not new. It's just like, okay, you're a little extra. But they all are just very different in what you offer them. Most of them is just prayers and, herbs. I don't have any copal. That's not what I got. I bet you there's some in here. And definitely by the flowery smell of this shit, for sure. And then we talked about Metatron, and I told you this smelled joyful. Really? And as we're talking about death and the other side, that would be the rulers of the other side is Lucifer and Lilith, and that's why I made that oil. It smells really good, you guys. This Yule... What does this smell like? It smells like some kind of grape pineapple juice or something. I told you, it smells like a really good juicy fruit, like a real juicy, like fruity. Really? Very joyful. That's a really good one. I've never had the Yule. Never? Mm-mm. I've never added it to many of mine. There's just certain ones I haven't had. Definitely not the Santa Muerte. And this one smells like beautiful flowers, bro, but not roses. It's better than rose. I don't like... I use a lot of rose stuff. I have rose water, and that's not what this smells like. It smells like, This one, too, smells kind of fruity. Like what? Like a Tootsie... Like a... No. What is those things called? A fruit roll-up? Like a red fruit roll-up? Or like a really good, you know what I mean, cheap red soda? Or like a high C? It smells something like that. It's hard. It's hard to put feelings, because what I'm smelling is a feeling. I'm trying to describe a feeling, which is, it's a scent, a sense. I'm sensing it through all my senses. It's hard to put those in. So I put an image. And what image did I give you that smell brought to me? A fruit roll-up. And that one smelled like pineapple juice. Did they really? It's the best way. I tried to put words to senses, and that's what I do here. It's pretty hard. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do that offering. As far as my laundry, I don't know. It's kind of serious, but it's not the end of the world serious. I can go one more day, but it has to be done before the kids go to school. I was making a big deal about next week, too. Worried about the kids. My daughter gets out early because she has finals, and she's like, I'm going to have to walk home. And for some reason in my head, I saw her actually making the long trip home. She only has to walk to the bottom of fucking hill and catch the bus. The bus that comes to the top of the hill won't be running during... that isn't running outside of school hours. So that eliminated some process, and my son can walk home from school. So my little bit of worries had been eliminated, and that made me feel good. I was worried about that because my whole schedule this week is 6 to 2, and I won't be able to take them to school or pick them up. So I was like, are you guys, they only did it once. It's like, all right, well, that one time should have been good enough for you guys to make it through a whole week by yourselves. But then they have, I think it's like one more week and they're on break, and we should be moving after break. After this week, it's your break? Yeah, see? You just got to make it through one hard week, and same with us. And then we go into, Christmas break. And that'll be cool, because again, we're going to be moving real soon during Christmas break. And that's what Mr. Plum says. Lots of people move during spring break and Christmas break. It's like it's the opportune time, I suppose. Right? Right. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys later, haters. We're going to go pray to a deity and hope for the best, right? Don't worry, God's watching out for us. Love you, laters. Bye-bye now.